October of 2018, and I was in the kitchen of the family home. I lived here taking care of my parents for nearly a decade. Mom had died, dad was in a nursing home. I was about to shut off the light and go to another part of the house when I got a whiff of dad's cologne. It wasn't wafting through the room. It wasn't subtle, as his cologne was never subtle. There's something about an aqua velva man. Foul smelling stuff, but that's what he liked, strong and manly. I chucked it up to my imagination, but the scent held on. I said aloud to the silent house, Dad must have just died, and laughed at myself. Those with a gothic disposition are prone to making superstitious statements like that, and I felt kind of stupid for falling into the same trap. I came upstairs and sat down at my desk and started to work when the phone rang. It was the nursing home. Come right away. Myself in my childhood home about the time I saw the first ghost there. When I was afraid in the night, I had to navigate the stairs and the darkened rooms below to reach my parents' room. A journey that felt worthy of the odyssey. That wasn't the first real ghost story in this house for me. This started before I was 5. No disembodied sense, light switching on and off, footsteps, or any of the smaller pantheon of ghostly occurrence. Though those all came later, the first time was a full-bodied apparition, and it would be the first time was a full-bodied apparition, and it wouldn't be the last time I saw it here. My parents told me it was my imagination, so I spent most of my childhood believing I was crazy. People who believed in such things are crazy, right? Then, when I was in my 30s, I told my mother that, and she laughed. Turns out she had seen it too, as had her mother. My dad wouldn't talk about what he saw, but he was afraid of the house. I thought the spirits in this house had finally found peace. While I lived elsewhere for over 30 years, but over the past couple years I have come home to find two house guests sitting on my porch at night, having chose not to stay in the house alone after disturbing occurrences. And those are just the people who will talk about it, so it's safe to say growing up in this house and coming back to it, I come by this shit naturally. I didn't have to look far for real ghost stories while setting up this shot at Washington Irving home. Sunnyside, my guide, and I both heard the laughter of the Irving niece, who has been died going on nearly 2 centuries. We were otherwise alone in the house.